Hello everybody! So today, for a Super Smash Bros. Moveset, we are going to be going over the character Starfy from the game The Legendary Starfy. So, truth be told, I never actually played a Starfy game, but I thought the concept for the character would actually be pretty cool to do as a moveset, and there's actually a ton to pull from for a moveset. So, yeah, with enough intro, let's just get into the moveset. For Starfy's jab, he wouldn't really have a, traditional jab, but he would rather spin in place like he does in his games. So, yeah, he wouldn't really have a traditional jab, but if you think about it, it could be considered a multi-hit jab that hits on both sides. And like a Meta Knight's jab, if you simply hold the A button, then Starfy will spin infinitely. For Starfy's up tilt, it would simply be a high kick upwards. For Starfy's side tilt, he would spin into the direction that the control stick is pointed in, like he does in the games. For his down tilt, it would be a two-footed kick while he is lying down. And finally, for Starfy's dash attack, he would do a leap forward while holding out one of his feet, and this actually is an attack that he could do in his games. For Starfy's neutral air, it would be exactly like his jab, but just in the air. For Starfy's forward air, it would be a spinning kick forward. For Starfy's back air, it would have Starfy spin backwards, again, pretty similar to his side tilt. For Starfy's down air, this would be an attack that he can do in his game, where the tip of his head would sharpen, and then he would stab downward, and it would even create this little hit thing if it hits. And then his up air would basically be exactly the same as his down air, except for his up air, he would actually be facing the camera. For Starfy's up smash, this would actually be the first of Starfy's attacks that would actually use his transformations, and as it goes with all of his transformations, it would have some starting and end lag, but not too much starting and end lag. Think of it as exactly the same as Pokemon Trainer's Pokemon Switch. So for Starfy's up smash, he would turn into his chicken transformation and blast out waves of, I think that's sound energy all around himself that would hit all around himself, but it would actually be stronger at the top and then weaker at the sides. For Starfy's side smash, he would turn into his seal transformation and then stab an icicle forward. And the thing with this is that while it's charging, you can actually control the control stick. I think that's what it's called. And actually tilt it a little bit to tilt it a little bit. And finally, for Starfy's down smash, this would actually be a reference to the end of the game when you have to button mash the media. When he would push at the, so for this, he would push at the ground, and then a wave of energy would surround him, and this energy would actually have electrical properties. Now for the exciting part, we have Starfy's specials. For his neutral special, he would use his Monstar transformation, and it would basically be your regular fire breath attack like Charizard's and Bowser's. For his side special, I actually don't know the name of this, so I called it the Drill Attack, where Starfy would, this is actually an attack that you can use in the game, where he would spin around and then lunge forward in the direction that he's facing. And this can be used for a pretty good vertical recovery, but it will put you in free fall afterwards. For Starfy's up special, he would use his Starfy transformation, in which he would turn into a ghost very quickly, but then vanish, and then the sparkly thing would appear. And then for a few seconds, you would actually be able to direct it freely, and like a kicker with this is that like when you run out of time to use it, which like I said would be a few seconds, his Starfy's free fall animation would actually stay in the Starfy transformation. And Starfy's down special, I actually called a spinning reflect, and it's basically just a reflector where Starfy would glow yellow and spin, and then any projectiles or anything that or something like that hit him during this state will be reflected back. So yeah, like multiple characters reflectors, and this is a reference to the final boss of the legendary Starfy, where you can actually reflect meteors back. And this is what the Kirby hat looks like. Not much to go over here. Finally, for Starfy's final smash, I called it Starfy's finishing meteor attack, where Starfy would lunge forward, and any foes caught in the attack would be transported into a cutscene where it would basically be the final boss of the legendary Starfy, where it would show Mashtooth throwing a giant meteor at the opponents, and it would do a very good launch distance. And last but not least, we have the alternate colors for Starfy. His default would just be his basic look. Then 3 of his alts would actually be references to the mini games with the other players and stuff. There would be a light blue alt, a light red alt, and a light green alt. Then he would have a purely black and white alt, which would fit in well with other characters' black and white alts. And then he would also have an alt that would be a reference to his sister Starly. Then he would have a orangish yellow alt with a black stripe across the eyes. You can see how it looks on the back there. This would be a reference to Starfy's friend Mo. And then finally, we would have a purple alt, which wouldn't really be a reference to anything. So that was it for Starfy, for the legendary Starfy, if he was ever to be a character in Smash Bros. Now, I don't really think this would ever be a thing. I mean, he already is an assist trophy, so that means we know that that the Smash developers already know about him. And since I forgot to mention this earlier, because this whole thing was rushed, if you couldn't tell, Starfy would be a pretty lightweight fighter, but wouldn't have really all that much speed. He wouldn't be too fast. So he would be a lightweight, but not too fast. But that would be made up for in his side special, and he would actually have 3 jumps. So combine that with his recovery, he would actually have some pretty good movement options. So if you have any other ideas for fighters, then leave them in the comment section down below. The whole thing with this show is that I do characters that, like, pretty obscure ones. So I won't be doing any characters that have already been covered to death, like Waluigi, Bandana D, Crash Bandicoot, like any characters like that. I'm not gonna do those. I'm only gonna do characters that I haven't really seen people do much movesets for. So anyways, if you have any ideas, leave them in the comment section down below, down there. And yeah. If everything goes well, there should be a poll in the community tab. So for the next fighter that I'm gonna do. So if you can, then go to that poll and vote there. So with that, I'll say, bye everyone. See you in the next video.